Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. Next up, a conversation about security. Of course, all of us are very well used to shopping online, and ever more so. Online shopping revenue records continue to be broken, and pretty sure that it's going to stay exactly that way. This morning, we are going to be mindful about ways in which you can protect yourself when you are shopping online. Of course, there are many built-in protections, but there also is a responsibility for you to make the most of your safety online. We are joined by Mark Risher, security expert from Google. Good morning.
Good morning. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too. Talk a little bit about what it means to be mindful of online security in 2018. Things have changed a lot. How much have they changed, Mark?
Things have changed, and as you mentioned, lots of people are concerned. They're seeing these headlines every week, and they're wondering, what does it mean for them? At Google, we've tried to package all of the advice together into something we call the security checkup. And so people can visit g.co/security checkup and find out specific information and instructions for them on how to best stay safe online.
Indeed. And talk about, in our materials that we reviewed, 5 security tips that we could be mindful of, taking personal responsibility for our own online safety.
There is some responsibility, but as you mentioned before, we've worked really hard on these built-in protections. We've tried to make sure that with Google products, you are automatically protected against this information or any sort of attacks that are out there. So whether you're using Google Chrome or an Android phone or a product like Gmail, you should, for the most part, be protected, and we'll display warning messages if anything looks inappropriate.
Talk about the split of what I might refer to as kind of responsibility between e-commerce sites and the work that you all are doing at Google to make sure that the browser itself really is a security defense asset.
Well, we want to make sure that wherever you browse around the web, the information is protected and that you, the user, know if there's any steps you need to take. I mentioned before the security checkup at g.co/security checkup. That's really the step 1 that makes sure that your phone, your computer, your accounts are all in a good place before you begin shopping online. Then once you move on, we will be continually scanning and protecting and ensuring that the sites you visit are up to date. It's also some advice if you use an Android phone to make sure you're installing applications from a trusted source like the Play Store and not kind of going out there and just downloading things willy-nilly.
What does Google expect is the future of security? I think there must be a way in which all of you at Google say, we want to eradicate security risks completely. Of course, there are always going to be bad actors out there who will work against that. But do you envision a time when folks really can shop with no concern whatsoever that there might be a security risk?
Well, you're right that the attackers continue innovating and trying to find ways around it, but we don't think that you need to be that alarmed when you are browsing online. You know, one of the best ways to deal with this is through automatic updates and making sure that your devices have the latest protections. And that's particularly pertinent for some of these smart home devices and these new gadgets that people are buying these days or receiving as gifts. You want to make sure that it's a type that does receive those automatic protections so that if somebody finds a vulnerability, finds a way that they can break in, your home is safe because it gets that automatic steps taken for it.
Are you finding that users are more or less aware, mindful of security risks? Or it feels to me a little bit like maybe as the user, we don't concern ourselves enough with what we might be putting at risk. Is it because Google has done such a great job of kind of taking that responsibility for us?
People are more aware. We found that 40% of people are worried about breaches and concerned that there may be something that's affecting their data. But as you said, we've recognized users won't always take any particular steps, so we've worked pretty hard to make it so they don't need to. Going through the security checkup, using up-to-date products and products that have these warnings built in, like Chrome, Android, Gmail, Google Photos, etc. This should take a lot of the anxiety out and mean that people are in a pretty good place where they're getting these automatic protections, regardless of what sites they visit.
It certainly seems as though Chrome really is kind of it's the default browser for all of us, really. Certainly, I think a lot of us have learned over trial and error that Google Chrome really is the best, most trusted place to be. How does Google work to even increase that kind of reputation in the area of security, but also in other types of usability when it comes to your browser that you utilize?
Yeah, we're really proud of it. One of the things that we've been doing for a long time is soliciting any sort of bugs or vulnerabilities or security incidents from the outside world. We've had people ranging from computer science experts down to actually elementary school kids. If I remember right, the youngest was maybe 11 years old. And they can submit any types of problems that they find, any sort of reports, and then we will not only fix it, but we actually pay them for that service. That's been tremendously helpful. We've issued millions of dollars of these rewards over the years. It has been really helpful in us identifying problems and patching them as quickly as possible so that, again, you remain automatically protected wherever you browse.
Well, Mark, as you say, it certainly is a great comfort to know that as the user, we don't have to be quite as actively concerned about things as we used to, and in no small part because of the work that your team is doing there at Google. Tell folks one more time where they can go within the Google universe to check security, to learn more, to be more aware from a user standpoint.
That one-stop shop is the Google Security Checkup, which is at g.co/security checkup, and it'll give you a simple red, yellow, green indicator of where you are at the beginning and then guide you through specific steps that you can take to improve your online security.
Excellent. Mark, thank you so much for all that you and your team do. Thanks for being with us this morning, and happy holidays to you as well.
Happy holidays to you. Thank you, Terry.
Cheers. All right, you guys, there you have it. Good news from Google. We are ever more safe, as 60% of all of us who will shop this year will shop online and make that convenience work for us, whether that be Amazon for all you Prime heads out there or myriad other e-commerce websites, of course, including one of our very favorites right here, O.co, Overstock.com, headquartered here in Salt Lake City. Our pal Jonathan Johnson, a good friend of Park City Television, doing their best as well to make sure that you have a secure holiday shopping experience while online. Quick break. We'll be back with more after this. Please do stay tuned.